Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to perfect your base makeup for summer. It is really hot right now in LA and I tend to find a foundation that suits me best for whichever season. So in this video I collaborated with Bobbi Brown to talk about their new Primer Plus mattifier and their Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation with SPF 15. I tried this foundation combo out in Dubai and it was like 117 degrees, 60% humidity, and my foundation stayed put. So I really wanted to share with you guys what I do and how I keep my base long lasting and durable for the summer. So if you're interested, then keep on watching. All right, so I've already applied my skincare and I think that skincare plays such a huge role on having a great foundation base. So now that I've already applied skincare, I'm going to go into prepping my skin. Now with prepping your skin, you wanna find a really good primer that works for you. Bobbi Brown just came out with their brand new primer called the Primer Plus Mattifier, and it's a part of their Primer Plus collection. Now any product in that collection is going to really complement the foundation in their line. So if you're a huge fan of Bobbi Brown foundations like I am, then I highly recommend trying out their primer because it's really meant to work well together. So here it is, and I'm just going to take like a dime-sized amount on my fingertips. The texture is quite thick and it has that smooth silicone feel. So I like to definitely take a bit on my forehead, down my nose, and right here on my T-zone. I meant to say cheekbones. And on my chin. The texture is really, really smooth and it kind of has a slight cooling effect, which I like. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit more. This product also does a really good job at blurring your pores. And I like to think of this product kind of like a liquid blotting sheet, because you know those little blotting papers that you use to remove any excess oil? Well, I just feel like this is a liquid version of that because it just immediately mattifies those certain areas. And this is also really going to help with the longevity of your foundation, especially right now there's like a heat wave. I tend to sweat so much. And when that happens, you're really allowing your foundation to kind of maneuver. But applying a base really helps your foundation last a lot longer and it doesn't end up breaking your foundation. I don't know if you guys ever have that, but whenever I wear my foundation and it's been hot and I've been sweating, you can see your foundation kind of just break away and it looks not cute. So we're trying to prevent that. Moving right along to foundation, the star of the show. I think that for summer, it's really important to find a foundation that suits best for you during that season. So the foundation I'm going to be using today is from Bobbi Brown and it's their Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation with SPF 15. Real quick, one thing I want to mention about this foundation is that it has a really nice intensive shade range for all the skin tones out there. So I think that any of my viewers with more olive skin tones, red skin tones, light, deep, medium, you'll be able to find a shade. It's all inclusive. So I'm just gonna shake this up and start off with about 2 pumps. I'm just gonna take a rounded synthetic foundation brush. And the shade I'm wearing is Warm Sand. Now, this was a shade that I was before I went to Dubai. And then your girl got her tan on. So I'm a little bit darker, but I can just warm it up with bronzer. So I'm just gonna do tapping motions and start to blend this out. But I like to do tapping motions at first because it really gives you the fullest coverage that you can get from a foundation. I know people love to use their beauty blender, but I'm more of a beauty blender kind of gal for my concealer. I would say this is like a medium to full coverage. As you can see, it's definitely buildable. Even though it has a nice amount of coverage, I can still see my natural skin peeking through. And I think that's so important for the summer because when you're outside and the sun is just beaming on you, you can tend to look really cakey and crusty in some areas just because that light is so harsh. Personally, during the summer, you just spend a lot of time outside and I don't like that really foundation caked on look. I want to look like my natural skin is still peeking through, and I think that looks really beautiful. So this foundation is so good for summer. I'm gonna go in with another pump. I cannot express to you how important it is to wear SPF during the summer. You have to wear SPF just for sun protection. Even if you feel like the sun isn't doing anything to your face, girl, trust me, later down the road, it'll all come through. So make sure you are hooking yourself up with some SPF. And if you guys are interested, the foundation and primer can be found at your local Sephora or on their website. All right, so I'm really happy with this. I think we have a really great base going. So now I'm gonna move on to concealer. The concealer I'm using is the Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I'm going to use this to brighten up any dark areas. I don't like to have a heavy hand with concealer during the summer because it just goes back to what I mentioned before. It ends up looking too much, especially when you're doing your makeup inside and then you go out to natural light. You're like, whoa. This really helps just melt the product into your skin. I think your finger does a really good job at just giving you a more natural finish. Okay, and now that I blended it out with my finger, I'm just gonna take a damp beauty blender to take away any excess and just really blend it in there. And I'm just gonna use pouncing motions. And even go over the areas I applied the foundation just to really infuse it and blend it. And now it's time to set all this hard work. You don't want it to move away. So I'm using the MAC Patrick's powder. This is part of the Patrick Star collection. And I love this translucent powder. It's great. So I just take a little bit on the cap. So I kind of take this all over my face. I just lightly apply it on. And I use this to set the concealer as well. I do not bake during the summer. I really find that it enhances your crease lines and it just looks too powdery for my taste. This powder is really nice because it really just infuses into your skin. So now that I set my face, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows and my eyes off of camera and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back with my brows and my eyeshadow. I'm just gonna walk through what I did with my eyes. Today I used the Pixie and Whaley palette. Congrats, Whaley. This is actually my first time putting it on camera, but I've used this quite a bit in the past few months and I love it. So I'm just gonna walk you through what I did on the eyes. I first took this color right here and it's called Sista. And I put Sista just in the crease as the transition shade. So I did windshield wiping motions right in the crease. Next, I used Potato. I took this in the outer corner, focusing the most product towards the end, and I just faded it in to the crease. And then I took Balm, which is this nice warm brick color. I love this shade. And I kind of layered it on top of the outer corner just to give it more depth. And I just focused it right here towards the outer corner. And then I just blend everything out with a fluffy brush. And for the bottom lash line, I mixed Sista and Potato, and I just dragged it towards the outer part of the eye. And lastly, for the inner tear duct, I used Girl right here. It's a pretty frosty champagne color, and I just applied it into the inner tear duct to brighten up the eyes. And then for eyeliner, I used the Bobbi Brown Longwear Gel Eyeliner. I've been using this for years, and it's the only gel eyeliner that I use. It works really well for me. I find that it's really pigmented and it doesn't budge. And every time I'm out in public, everyone asks me, what eyeliner do you use? And this is the one. So I just took an angled brush and I did my signature wing. Now I know for some people, this kind of eyeliner is too much for them, but for me personally, I really like it. So this is what I tend to do. Please don't judge me. And for my lashes, I'm using my go-to favorites from Velour, and this is called Girl You Crazy. And I love these lashes. I wear them all the time. They're my everyday go-to lashes. I just love the length of them, how they flutter out, but it's not too crazy. So yeah, they're my favorite lashes. And lastly, for mascara, I use the Smashbox Super Fan Fanned Out Mascara. And I just took quite a bit on the bottom lash line and just a tiny bit on the top just to blend the real and fake lashes together. All right, so going back to the face, I'm just going to finish it up with some bronzer, blush, and highlight. I'm going to take this on an angled brush and I'm gonna contour my face a bit, but mostly just bronzing up my face and giving it that summer sun-kissed glow. Take a little bit on my jawline to give me that structure that I don't really have in real life. And I'm gonna take it on the temples as well. And then I just like to take a little bit on my nose, give me a little fake nose job. I really like to bring the contour up into my brow. Just makes you look fierce. And for blush, I'll be using a Chanel blush called Rose Bronze. And it's this really pretty mauve-y pink color. And I like it because it has a little bit of shimmer, but nothing too intense, so it gives you a nice, pretty, healthy glow. I'm just gonna put this onto the apples of my cheeks. I'm not a huge blush person, as you guys may know if you've been following me for a while. I just like a light tint of it, but I do not like to go crazy with blush, but it does add a nice color back into your skin after you've just kind of flattened it out with foundation and concealer. And lastly, for highlight, I'm taking Lancome's Dual Finish Highlighter in Sparkling Peche, or Peche, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but it is this really gorgeous gold color. It looks so pretty on the skin. So I just do like the smallest tap, little baby tap. And I am gonna take this right here on the highest part of my cheekbone, and I just bring it up a little bit to the temples. But I do think that highlighter is key to giving you that healthy glow. You can just go from looking very dull to like healthy in like 5 seconds. Take it down the bridge of my nose. Highlighter on the nose is like, girl, it just completes my look, and I love that. Just highlighted nose. Yes, baby. And then I'll take a little bit on the Cupid's bow and just give that a nice blend, and that's it. And for my lips, I'm going to be using a Flower Beauty called Petal Pout lip liner, and this is my everyday lip liner. I'm obsessed with it. It's super affordable, and it's just the perfect everyday nude. And then on top of the lip liner, I'm going to be using 3CE Style Nanda's Velvet Lip Tint in hashtag New Nude. All right, and lastly, I want to set my makeup, and I'll be using MAC's Fix Plus in Matte. And I really like how any kind of setting spray just immediately removes that powdery finish and just makes your foundation look more worn in and infused into your natural skin. All right, you guys, here is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned some new tips and tricks to help keep your base on longer throughout the summer. Thank you so much to Bobbi Brown for partnering up with me on this video. If you guys are interested in checking out their Primer Plus Mattifier and their Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation, then just go to your local Sephora, or I'll leave the site down below, so make sure you check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.